What's up, guys? Kyle, KC Designs here. So we're gonna jump back into this same file again, and I think what we're gonna do today is we're gonna work on joints, creating components, and joint limits and all that cool stuff. I know everybody wants to see a video for how to do blade grinds, but I'm saving that video for a little while later. But I will be making a video on that, so stand by, guys. I just don't want to do it right off the bat because I know that's what everybody wants, so I'm just gonna make them wait. And so to start this, I'm just going to simply extrude the blade that we had from our previous model, which I don't have open right now, so easy enough. So we're gonna extrude this to, I usually do 0.15, and your thickness will vary on your model, of course, whatever knife you're designing, however thick you want it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move with point to point, which is I use a lot, and I'm going to use this top circle and I'm going to join it to this circle here so that we are where we need to be. Now when you're creating a joint, which will be in this drop down menu, you're going to need components, because if you try to do joint now, there are no components, so you need components. So a lot of you already know this, but some of you don't. So to create a new component, you're going to want to click new component from bodies, and you're going to select whichever ones you want to make components of. I want to make everything a component because eventually all my models, all my bodies turn into components later on anyways. So then you're going to go to joint, and I'm actually going to turn off my pivot and my collar because I don't need those right now. And basically what you want to do is you want to grab the blade. So I'm going to turn off the handle. You want to grab the top part of the blade first. So you're going to take that. You're going to turn your handle back on. You want to grab the bottom circle of your handle. So now you've created a joint. You saw it wiggle, which it's right now it's default set to rigid, which I don't know why it's default rigid, but it's fine. Rigid you don't use very often. I use it sometimes though, however, which I'll get into that too. So you're going to want to change this to Revolute. They have a lot of cool things. I've actually played around with a couple of these, but you're going to change to Revolute, and you can see now you have a revolving blade. So you're going to hit OK, and you're going to let it save recovery, whatever. Joint's already turned on, so I don't need to do that. I'm going to left click my joint and then right click it, and we are going to do edit joint limits. And you're going to come over here and you're going to check minimum, and you're going to take this blue little arrow and you're going to drag it. And now the angle of whatever you're designing is always going to probably be different from mine. Some people always use 180. Mine vary from like 160 to 180. Just depends on the design. And I think on this one I did 175, so we're going to do 175. We're going to hit animate just to verify. As you can see, it goes to our original origin, and then it stops where we just created the stop. Now if you try to drag this, it's gonna move the whole model. As you can see, it moves the whole model, and that's not what you want. So you're gonna want to come down, and you're going to want to turn, oh, that was loud. You're gonna want to turn on, sorry, I got distracted. You're going to want to take the handle, right click it, and then hit ground. Now what this does is this keeps the handle from moving but allows the blade to move. So now you can click and drag the blade, which is nice. And I'm just going to go ahead and make everything else besides the blade grounded so that I don't accidentally move them, because I have moved parts before and then worked off of that, and then the whole model was wrong. So now you have that, and if you want, you can throw a stop pin in there, like, you know, you're going to hit project on this line so that you can get the exact location of it, and then just extrude that down through your handle however much you're going to be going down, and then I like to go all the way back up with a pin just so that I can see. And we're going to make sure it works. Yep, perfect. And now your lock geometry, I'm not going to get into that because that's kind of like personal preference, because some people like external stop pins, some people like internal, some people use different size stop pins. It's just, and personally I'm not the greatest with stop pin geometry and all that stuff yet, so not gonna get into that. So there you go, there's your, you now have a revolving blade. I want to keep this video kind of short, so I think that's a good place to stop. Just a short little video on how to create components and create a working pivot. So thanks guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more.